ABC7 Bangor.
This is ABC7 News at Noon.
One person was killed in a crash in Waterville Thursday morning. Good afternoon, I'm Susan Farley. Details are coming up. Also, 2 police officers were involved in a shooting Wednesday in the town of Mexico. We'll tell you what we know so far. And Bangor police responding to a welfare check were shocked to find a dead body along the Kenduskeag stream. That's coming up along with the rest of our stories. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. First, let's check in with meteorologist Devin Biggs. It's finally Friday, Devin.
Hey Susan, happy Friday afternoon. Your first weather forecast brought to you by Luigi and Fredericks across the Eastern Maine Medical Center, serving the greater Bangor area for over 65 years. And a beautiful afternoon around here with plenty of sunshine, and we'll keep that rolling all day long. Temperatures will be pretty decent as well, into the 70s as we're in between systems right now with high pressure just off toward the south and west, keeping us very nice and clear throughout the daytime today. So if you're looking for reasons to get outdoors, you will have plenty of opportunities to get outdoors and really enjoy things. Futurecast moving forward, maybe a few passing clouds today, but that'll be about it. Later on tonight, though, will be mostly clear, but areas of dense fog will be possible, and maybe a few clouds approaching as we head towards your Saturday morning. As for the winds, they'll be out of the west in a few areas, with switching to the south later on. But overall, about 5 miles per hour for the wind, maybe a few gusts up to 10 miles per hour. Not out of the question. So your forecast for today, middle 70s, mostly sunny. That's awesome out there, right? That west wind getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s, mostly clear, areas of dense fog in a few spots, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, upper 70s, another nice day, partly cloudy, south breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Hourly forecast for the rest of the afternoon period is plenty of sunshine, maybe a few passing clouds, with temperatures reaching for the lower to middle 70s. Your full 5-day forecast is coming up. Susan?
Thank you, Devin. 2 juveniles are facing multiple charges after an alleged arson and break-in. According to Maine Public Safety, on August 1st, the Farmington Police Department responded to a burglary at 432 Town Farm Road. They say a couple of fires had been started inside the home and a firearm had also been taken. Officers determined a vacant property next to the alleged victim's home had also been broken into as well, and the missing firearm along with some ammunition were located inside the vacant property. Investigators from the fire marshal's office worked with the police and determined a 13-year-old and a 14-year-old were responsible. The juveniles have been charged with arson, burglary, theft, and criminal mischief. One person died in a crash in Waterville Thursday morning. It happened on College Avenue just after 10. Waterville Deputy Police Chief William Bonney says a motorcycle crossed the center line and collided with a van. The driver of the motorcycle died at the scene. Bonney says it does appear that speed was a factor. The names of those involved are not being released yet. The crash is still under investigation. 2 police officers were involved in a shooting Wednesday in the town of Mexico, according to a joint release by the Mexico and Rumford Police Departments. At approximately 3:40 Wednesday afternoon, multiple departments responded to an incident at Sun Valley Circle Apartments. When authorities arrived, shots were fired by 2 officers. An unidentified male was taken to Rumford Hospital for gunshot wounds. The adult male was flown by life flight to Central Maine Medical Center for further treatment. According to officials, he is expected to survive. The identity of the subject involved is not being released until his family members can be notified. The 2 officers involved in the shooting have been placed on administrative leave pending an investigation by the Attorney General's office, which is standard procedure for police-involved shootings. A traffic stop in Herman led to the seizure of more than 300 grams of methamphetamine. On August 24th, a trooper stopped 29-year-old Patrick Murico of Lewiston for a traffic violation near mile marker 175 northbound in Herman. After seeing several indicators of alleged criminal activity, the trooper went back to his cruiser and called for a K-9 unit. Officials say that's when Murico allegedly attempted to throw contraband out of his car. The trooper retrieved the contraband, which was the 300 grams of methamphetamine. Murico was charged with drug trafficking, unlawful possession, and trafficking in prison contraband. Bangor police located a dead body along the Kenduskeag Stream walking trail Thursday morning. Sergeant Jason McCambly says officers were called to a welfare check just before 9 a.m. for a person on a bench who had not moved in some time. Officers found the man deceased on the bench. Detectives are investigating to determine the man's identity and notify the next of kin, but McCambly says his death does not appear suspicious. The medical examiner's office will perform an autopsy to determine the cause of death. A new UN report is accusing China of serious human rights violations in its crackdown on Uyghurs and mostly Muslim ethnic groups. According to reports, there have been grave concern regarding the ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity that China is perpetrating. Human rights groups have accused China of sweeping 1 million or more people from the minority groups into detention camps, where many have said they were tortured, sexually assaulted, and forced to abandon their language and religion. White House Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre said that U.S. welcomed the important report.
The United States welcomes this important report, which describes authoritatively the abhorrent human rights treatment of the Uyghur and other minority communities by the People's Republic of China government. The report deepens our grave concern regarding the ongoing genocide and crimes against humanity that China is perpetrating.
Beijing has since denounced the assessment, issuing a 122-page rebuttal entitled Fight Against Terrorism and Extremism in Xinjiang, Truth and Facts, that was posted by the UN along with that report. Coming up on ABC 7 News at noon, a Blue Ribbon Commission has been put together by the Maine legislature to examine emergency medical services in the state. We'll explain when we return. We'll be right back.
Ladies, a Maine adventure.
Fans.
Check.
Charging cables?
Check.
Earbuds?
Check.
Extension cords?
Check.
Storage items?
Check.
Tea kettles?
Check.
We have everything for your dorm. Get to Rennie's.
We got it all.
What happened between Tuesday and Friday? Jared Golden broke his promise. Tuesday, Jared Golden campaigned as an independent fighter against Biden's spending that he knew
would make inflation worse.
But 3 days later, voted for Biden's newest spending bill that will raise taxes on nearly every Mainer, nearly double the IRS. And in Jared Golden's words,
make inflation worse.
Jared Golden broke his promise to Mainers. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Established in 1925, Bangor Floral has been a premier provider of beautiful floral arrangements and thoughtful gifts for almost 100 years. Whatever the occasion, our premium collection of colorful blooms, blossoming plants, and gift baskets have warmed hearts for generations. We strongly support the Buy Local movement, purchasing directly from local farms and growers, and we are committed to the preservation of our environment. Bangor Floral, located at 332 Harlow Street. Stop in today to experience a flower shop like no other.
Dine on the deck with a delicious view at the Lucerne Inn and Ryan's Pub, now open. Experience outdoor dining at its finest 7 days a week with award-winning dishes from their executive chef, Arturo Montes. Dining on the deck at Ryan's Pub is an unforgettable culinary experience you'll want to share with your family, friends, business partners, or that special someone. Your next visit to the Lucerne Inn will feel like the first all over again.
Ace Roofing, proudly serving the central Maine area. Book now before snowy weather. Call 207-949-6694 for superior quality, service, and workmanship. Ace Roofing.
Sting in concert, September 11th, Maine Savings Amphitheater, Bangor, Maine. Sting, My Songs. Performing songs written throughout his prolific career with special guest Joe Sumner. On sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Sting in one unforgettable night, part of the Varney Insurance Concert Series.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
A Blue Ribbon Commission has been put together by the Maine legislature to examine and make recommendations on the structure, support, and delivery of emergency medical services in the state. Those services include everything from dispatchers and emergency flight services to EMTs and medical directors. Senate Chair of the Commission, Chip Curry of Belfast, said many EMS departments are understaffed and need more resources.
But in 2021, we ran 288,000 calls using the infrastructure that we have currently available.
Hurley also talked about the average age of EMS workers and the growing concern there will be no one to take over when they leave or retire.
while we see an increase in the number of persons in the age ranges 20 to 29, one might argue that that may not be sufficient as far as the retention of those persons beyond age 29 over time, we imagine is starting to decrease. So people are getting into EMS and leaving.
The commission will hold 6 meetings, and their final report is due December 7th. Ending corruption and conflicts of interest at the highest level in the U.S. That's the goal behind a bipartisan bill. Congressman Jared Golden, alongside Congressman Michael Cloud from Texas, introduced the Divest Act. The bill would prohibit the president, vice president, and other senior officials, including their spouses and children, from owning or trading stocks while they're in office. They would be allowed to trade through a blind trust, which is an independent professional invest without input from the owner. Representative Jared Golden says this is about trust, and no one should be able to use public office to get rich.
This isn't just once in the last 4 years since I've been in office. We've seen 2 or 3 instances of members doing this, and I take it very seriously.
The proposed legislation calls for officials and family members to divest within 6 months of taking office. There's an additional effort underway in Congress to ban all members from trading stocks while in office unless using a blind trust. According to early enrollment figures, more students are attending Maine community colleges this fall. The data shows that as of August 25th, a total of 12,765 students went to community colleges, an increase looking at last year's numbers. This comes on the heels of the new free college scholarship offered to students, something students are taking advantage of.
I'm still not sure what I wanted to do, and the free college, this was the plan all along to go to MCC, but it became free, and then I actually got a scholarship on top of that, so my books and everything was completely paid for.
Of the current amount of students enrolled in community colleges, 42% qualify for the scholarship. Eastern Maine Community College President Liz Russell says this is the best way for students to figure out what they want to do.
People want to take advantage of this free college initiative because it gives them a chance to get 1 or 2 years of college for free, and then they can pursue their career passion or transfer to a 4-year institution.
The free college scholarship, which was announced in April, covers the tuition and mandatory fees for full-time students who graduated or dropped out of high school within the past 2 years. Now with Friday's business news, here's Leo Jonathan.
First-time jobless claims were down last week, dropping 5,000 from the week before. The 4-week moving average shows claims for benefits falling to a 7-week low. The S&P 500 up 0.3% yesterday. The Dow up 0.5%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ dropped for a 5th straight day. Starbucks has a new CEO, former PepsiCo executive Laxman Narasimhan, most recently CEO of Reckitt. Starbucks opposes an ongoing unionization effort by its workers nationwide, and Narasimhan has worked with unions at Reckitt, where 23% of its employees were unionized by the end of 2021. And the Wall Street Journal reports a lot of new hires are inexperienced, contributing to slow service and mistakes. Some airlines say ground operations aren't going very smoothly, causing delays and lost luggage, and at least one minor collision on the ground at Newark's Liberty Airport in June. Some nurses starting hospital jobs have never seen a patient before, and Chipotle says sales are way lower than they would be if they had a more experienced staff. I'm Leo Jonathan with Friday's Business on ABC 7.
Coming up, Life Flight of Maine will be implementing special new routes to better serve emergency victims. That's next. We'll be right back.
Hi folks, this is Barry Gass of Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear in Orono. We've been in business since 1911, and our 3rd-generation family-owned business can't wait to show you our unique line of Western wear and Western tack. We have Western boots, shirts, hats, belts, and buckles for the entire family, and Western tack from bridles to saddles and everything in between for your horse.
Gass Horse Supply and Western Wear, where the American West comes alive in Maine.
Here's your chance to win a VIP trip to Times Square and $1 million live on national television. Enter Maine Lottery's First Millionaire of the Year promotion today, and you and a guest could win an exciting trip to New York City and appear on Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve. Don't miss your chance to become the next Powerball First Millionaire of the Year. The countdown is on. There's a million reasons to play. So get your Powerball ticket and enter for a chance to win.
This is the Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. The bar and the handle removes unseen dirt and debris ahead of the blades for effortless shaving in one efficient stroke.
When a cold comes on strong, knock it out with Vicks DayQuil Severe. Just one dose starts to relieve 9 of your worst cold and flu symptoms to help take you from 9 to none. Power through with Vicks DayQuil Severe, the daytime coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, 9 to none medicine.
She needed a roommate and asked us to move in.
And then she moved out.
A friend's complaints don't wash with a judge.
You come here 2 years later and say she was a slob and I didn't get my security deposit back. How do I know you didn't make a mess?
Are they both playing dirty?
When she moved out, there was so much damage to the house that...
I have a feeling that you both probably deserve each other.
Next, Judge Judy.
Friday at 5, only on ABC 7.
Calling it an unrelenting epidemic, Governor Janet Mills wants to expand substance use disorder treatment in rural Maine. $1.9 million in funding is allocated to continue the fight against substance use disorder. That money will help hire and train staff and open up more beds that could be ready for the fall. Maine Opioid Response Director Gordon Smith cites higher percentage of people who overdose in rural counties than urban counties in Maine. Smith says when someone survives an overdose, the response team looks back at weekly reports to try and start the recovery process.
Did they have a prior overdose? And most of them have. And so if we can reach out to them, and that's the job of our liaison, is establish contact with that person and their friends and their family, make sure they have Narcan in the home.
Smith adds the COVID pandemic made the opioid epidemic worse. The Department of Public Safety has established a Safe Homes program which aims to educate people on the importance of safe prescription drug and weapon storage. A new law went into effect on August 8th that will provide the public with the proper resources as well as make storage devices more affordable. According to the Department of Public Safety, Maine has the second highest firearm mortality rate in New England. In 2020, more than 85% of gun deaths were suicides. In the same year, 8,000 Mainers died from overdoses.
I think we all want our friends and family, our loved ones, to be safer around our homes, and specifically lethal means storage kind of safety. What I mean by that is that firearm safety, prescription medications, other dangerous weapons, things that we have a direct stake in making safe.
The new program launched a website you can find right on the Department of Public Safety's homepage.
Right beneath our mission has a nice link right there to the Safe Homes program. And what we tried to do is we tried to pull links from a lot of different places so that everybody had their own kind of flavor.
The site has enough links to provide a one-stop shop for specific safety measures you could be looking for. He said they hope to gain access to grants in the future to ease the cost of purchasing a storage unit. Life Flight of Maine will be implementing special new routes to better serve patients. Matthew Jaroncic has more on the story.
Life Flight of Maine is partnering with the Federal Aviation Administration in creating new low-level helicopter flight routes. For Life Flight of Maine's Executive Director Thomas Judge, this helps in providing the best service to citizens.
We know that instrument flight is the safest flight, it's the most reliable. And as a nonprofit charity, what drives us is, can we make this safer? can we make this more reliable for patients?
Instrument flight means using the combination of weather systems, helipads, landing areas, and instrument procedures to reach a patient, but all at a much lower altitude. This helps first responders get to and transport patients faster regardless of the weather conditions. Judge explains the importance of the funding for this project.
If we can fly in the clouds, and we can do that flight, commercial flight, we know that we can reach more patients in Maine that need us than if we were prohibited from flying in the clouds. And what we estimate is that it'll increase the reliability to patients by 8 to 10%. That may not sound like a lot, but that's over 100 patients a year. And you roll that out over 10 years, that's 1,000 people that otherwise we would not be able to care for.
With Maine being the first state to try this out, Judge is confident that other states will follow in the near future.
They've built out the rules and the replication, how it works for air traffic control. Then they can do this for the rest of the country, and especially our urban areas.
Currently, there are 6 routes created, and over the next 4 years, there will be an additional 40 segments and routes created. Reporting from Bangor, Matthew Juronsik, ABC7 and Fox 22.
Flooding can contaminate crops with bacteria, mold, and sewage. Do these toxins make their way onto your table? Justin Finch tells us more.
Heavy metals, pesticides, and chemicals are just some things your food can get exposed to during flooding or severe weather. However, the FDA requires all foods, whether for humans or animals, to meet well-established safety measures. So what happens when your food gets contaminated? Most of the time, it's deemed unsafe to be re-entered into the food supply. And in some cases, it can be repurposed and used for animal food. Now, the FDA is introducing an online resource page for food producers affected by severe weather incidents like floods or power outages. This is meant to replace individual announcements previously issued before severe weather outbreaks. Producers are encouraged to check this page before and after storms for the latest information. With this Medical Minute, I'm Justin Finch, ABC News.
When we return, Devin Biggs has your 5-day forecast.
My Blake dining set, table and 6 chairs, or table, 4 chairs and bench in 3 finishes, in dining height or counter height. With Bob's discount, only $5.99. Now, how am I going to tie my shoes?
Get Bob's discount!
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad, we offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
Live and unzoomed in 2022, REO Speedwagon. Special guest, Loverboy. September 18th, Maine Savings Amphitheater in Bangor, Maine. Tickets on sale now at waterfrontconcerts.com or ticketmaster.com. Rocking the stage together again. REO Speedwagon and Styx with Loverboy live.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holdings, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
Summer is ending, but the savings are endless at Bob's Discount Furniture. And this Labor Day weekend, we're having a summer send-off celebration at all Bob's locations near you and all 164 stores coast to coast, with 16 new stores this year alone.
Get Bob's discount!
Today, we're making one of my favorites, homemade ravioli. And while there are tons of great pre-made options at the market, both refrigerated and frozen, it's hard to find ones that are stuffed with anything other than meat or cheese. But what if I told you that today we're stuffing them with crab? Oh yeah, these are gonna be amazing. First, we'll make a filling by combining some ricotta cheese and cream cheese, some crab meat, and that can be the real thing or imitation, a little Parmesan, some chopped parsley, scallions, and a bit of salt and pepper. Next, we assemble our ravioli. Now, instead of making pasta from scratch, we're using wonton skins, which we can find in the produce section. We put a spoonful of our filling in the center of each square, moisten the edges with a bit of water, and fold the corners over, making a triangle. Then we boil them till they're tender, just like we would with store-bought ravioli. Serve them up with your favorite sauce, and you're good to go. Not only are these perfect for dinner, but you can serve them as an appetizer too. Either way, I hope you'll go online and get the recipe for our homemade crab ravioli so you can wow everyone with something that looks super fancy, yet is super easy. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a restaurant-worthy way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Tomorrow is Maine Day at Fenway Park, and a young Mainer has been selected by the governor to throw out the first pitch. 16-year-old Brady of Blue Hill was recently granted the opportunity to attend this year's World Series by Make-A-Wish. As part of his surprise announcement, Governor Mills also invited him to throw out the first pitch on Maine Day at Fenway. In a message to Brady, Mills explained that she is invited to throw out the first pitch each year, but decided Brady would be the best person to represent Maine. Forecast with Devin Biggs. Tell us about the holiday weekend, Devin.
Alrighty, TGIF, your full weather forecast brought to you by Scott's Recreation, New England's largest trailer dealer, home and Maine's lowest camper and tractor prices. With locations in Turner, Manchester, Herman, and Orono, Maine. Beautiful out there this afternoon. That's the best way to put it. We have high pressure just on for the south and west, so our radar on satellite is taking a nice break right now, at least in our neck of the woods. So with high pressure right nearby, keeping us very nice safe. But we'll be watching this next system moving in soon. So by Sunday or so, we'll be watching out for showers and thunderstorms that will be possible. Things kind of stall out a little bit as we head towards next week, so chances for showers will continue as we head towards next week as well. We have a couple systems we have our eye on right now, though. One, I don't think either of them are going to impact us at all. We're watching Invest 91L right now. That's tracking towards the west-northwest at about 13 miles per hour. Winds up to 35 miles per hour at this point. But further off towards the north, though, here, say hello to Tropical Storm Danielle, the first tropical system in the Atlantic in the last couple months. So finally a few systems developing there, though. Winds up to 70 miles per hour, moving to the east at 3 miles per hour. But we're going to be watching things kind of moving around, moving forward. Let's start with Invest 91L. It's going to be moving to the north and west and eventually tracking out towards the north and east. That's what the current spaghetti models are currently thinking. But further off towards the north, though, this thing is going to make it a little bit of a loop. They kind of eventually track back off towards the north and east. It's supposed to gain Category 2 hurricane strength at some point as we head towards the weekend. Then by parts of next week as well, we'll start seeing things kind of maintain that Category 1 hurricane status, but no threat to land near us at all. Same with the Invest 91L. But our average high is 76 degrees. We'll be in the middle to upper 70s for the next few days, though. Upper 60s by your Mondays, we cool things off. Lower 70s for your Tuesday. Upper 70s for your Wednesday, then back in the lower 80s as we head towards your Thursday. Dew points won't be too bad, though. They'll be in a comfortable territory for the next several days, maybe getting close to the 60-degree threshold by Sunday into Monday, but still remaining rather comfortable moving forward. Futurecast moving forward, a beautiful day today, maybe a few passing clouds in a few spots. Will be mostly clear later on tonight with some areas of dense fog. Some clouds approach as we head towards tomorrow morning, but otherwise a very nice day still. We'll keep things looking pretty nice as we head towards Saturday night, but then it's by Sunday we'll have to watch for those scattered showers and thunderstorms that will be possible. But middle 70s today, mostly sunny with that west breeze getting up to about 5 miles per hour. Later on tonight, lower 50s, mostly clear areas of dense fog, and the wind overall looking nice and calm. And for tomorrow, upper 70s under a partly cloudy sky, as south breeze getting up to about 5 to 10 miles per hour. Alrighty, Scott's Recreation extended forecast. Chances for storms move in on Sunday. Highs in the mid-70s, upper 60s for you Monday with a chance for rain on Labor Day. And Tuesday, mostly cloudy, highs in the low 70s.
Everybody's getting ready for that long weekend. That's all for ABC 7 News at noon. Thanks for watching. I'm Susan Farley. We'll see you this evening with Peter Dubois and Beth Jones on ABC 7 News at 6. Check out the Blue Hill Fair and have a great Labor Day weekend.
This week on Wheel.
I grew up in the 80s watching the show. I was determined to solve those puzzles.